Hello and welcome to the lesson. Today we'll be talking about so-called entities. Although the word entity might sound complicated to you, we won't be doing anything complicated. Entities are used for displaying special characters such as the yen, euro, or copyright symbols. We'll start with a short example, which will demonstrate what is probably the most common entity. I'll create a P element with some lorem ipsum text in it. Now I'd like to indent the very first line of the text. Normally I would use CSS to do this. However, I'll use entities instead to show you how they work. First, I'll try to type 3 spaces right after the P opening tag. When I refresh the browser, you'll notice that the spaces didn't have any effect on the indentation. It's because a regular space is interpreted as so-called white space. As you can see, the spaces in our example have been ignored. Instead of the 3 spaces, I'll create our first entity. Each entity always starts with the ampersand symbol. The actual name of the entity follows, finished by a semicolon. Let's check to see if it works in a browser. As you can see, it works correctly, and the first line has been indented. The NBSP entity creates so-called non-breaking space. Typically, this entity is used at the end of a line when we want to prevent the last 2 words from splitting. I'll paste 2 more spaces from the clipboard to make the indentation look exactly as I originally planned. As you can see, the indentation is now quite distinct. However, I only used this example to demonstrate how entities work. It is much better to set indentation using CSS. Let's go through some other entities. I want to look up the whole list of entities, so I'll just type entities into Google. You're probably already familiar with using the cite parameter. I'll just type the website which we will search. I trust and use the w3schools.com website. As you can see, there's a table of entities in front of you. Let's go through what each column is for. In the left column, there's a list of characters you can use. This column is a list of entities that are related to the symbols. Notice that the names of entities aren't random. The NBSP entity we used for indentation actually stands for non-breaking space. Let's try to insert one more entity into our code. For example, I'd like to display the copyright symbol at the beginning of my text. First, I have to search the symbol in the list. Oh, here it is. The entity is called copy. I'll copy it and paste it into our code right after the non-breaking spaces. It may not seem very logical to display this symbol here, but that's not important right now. It's essential to follow the syntax. Don't forget the finishing semicolon. Some browsers tolerate this mistake, but some do not. If you omit the semicolon, you may create unnecessary problems. Entities are most commonly used for inserting symbols that might cause problems when typed directly using the keyboard. Here at the beginning you can see the angle brackets normally used for creating tags. Also, entities are often used for creating apostrophes or quotes. As I showed you at the start of the lesson, entities can also be used for inserting currency symbols, like the euro symbol. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you the next time.